lot of people have never seen a snake in the UK, so how do you go about finding one? Well, you need to choose a good day, which it's an okay-ish day. Who knows whether we'll see any basking, because obviously that's what they like to do. They like to come out in the sun and enjoy the sun's rays, as we all like to do, you know? So I guess it's all about thinking like a snake, right? If you were a snake right now, where would you want to be? And to be honest, in this wind, I wouldn't really like to be in the sun. I'd wait until the sun's come out. So we're going to walk along, see if we see any out, but if not, don't worry, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. So come with me. Right, it may not be what we're looking for, but up there in that oak tree is one of this reserve's specialties. It's the turtle dove. This is a bird that's been decreasing in numbers exponentially over the past few years due to modern agricultural practices. But they seem to be thriving here. Absolutely beautiful birds. Can't say I just spotted it just like that. It's got a very distinctive call. Much nicer than all the other calls of the British pigeons that we have. Right, it's time to carry on our snake hunt. Okay, I'm going to open my hands now, and it might go running, but just look into my hands. Look at that. Right, that maze, I caught it. Oh god, I'd lose it again. There's a little, it's only a baby, but it's a common lizard, also known as the viviparous lizard. Now, unlike our snake, these guys, as the name suggests, give birth to live young. But they are beautiful. They can get a lot bigger. Probably out of all the reptiles in the UK, the one you're most likely to see. Okay, I think I've lost him this time. Yeah, I've lost him this time. But no, brilliant little creature. Perfect for snakes. Clearly, because there's one there. I'm going to grab him. There he goes. Oh shit. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. What an absolute stunner. Hang on. What a beauty. Now, this is the real deal. This is Britain's largest snake, the grass snake. Now they can get a lot bigger than this. Biggest one I've seen is about 1.5 meters. He's not in a particularly good place here to think about, because there's loads of ants all over the place and he doesn't really like ants. So let's bring him somewhere else. So he's quite calm there, really. Now they are fantastic, completely harmless creatures, which is why I'm quite confident holding it like this. So completely non-venomous, unlike the adder, which obviously is our only venomous snake. This guy, because it's a bit of a misleading name, the word grass snake, because although it does like grass, you tend to find it near water habitats, near damp habitats, because that's where its prey lives. And they're mostly amphibians, frogs, newts, toads, that sort of thing. Toads are poisonous, but these guys, that's no problem for them at all. They can deal with the poison of toads easy. So a bit of a failure from the toad's point of view, I guess. And that's in contrast with the adder, which is more of a mammal specialist. Small mammals, rodents, voles, mice, shrews, that sort of thing. Now they're obviously a lot quicker than a frog, so this snake doesn't really need to be venomous at all. It can just sneak up on its prey, bite them, and then swallow them whole. They're very sneaky. Whereas if you're tackling something like a mouse, then you would need to bite it, inject it with venom to overcome it. So these guys have got it easy. He's loving it right now out in the sun. Beautiful. I bet he's glad that I took him out. You may be noticing, I don't know whether you are, there's one on the camera at the moment, there's loads of flies around. That's not because I forgot to have a bath this morning, that's because of this guy. Because as its main mode of defence against, well, predators or naturalists, it released this thing called musk, which smells really, really bad. Well, that's exaggerating a little bit. It's not the worst smell in the world, but it's not exactly pleasant. And as I was taking this guy out, he was starting to hiss a little bit. And that's my guess there. It's probably trying to mimic an adder, because adders like to hiss. In fact, loads of the vipers hiss. So maybe he's trying to mimic an adder. Thank God, you don't want to go near me, I might be venomous. But what is the really interesting thing they do is that if they get really, really stressed, some grass snakes actually play dead. And that's really cool. And what's even more interesting is that it's been shown to be a sort of personality type thing. Only certain populations of grass snakes play dead. Some don't at all. So it all leads to this sort of genetic versus non-genetic type idea. Nature versus nurture. Yeah. Beautiful. Unmistakable snake, I think. I think you'd have to be pretty silly to confuse this with an adder in terms of appearance. Beautiful olive colour skin and the classic yellow collar. They're very characteristic. He is really enjoying the sun's rays right now. Absolutely beautiful. Another thing interesting about them is that they're the only British snake to lay eggs. So they're what we call oviparous. Which is why you often see them in your compost heaps. Because they need that warmth to lay those eggs and incubate them to increase the chance of them being successful. He's been great, let's be honest. So I think it's time to put him back where you found him. Classic naturalist rule, always put an animal back where you find them. And he's fantastic. Britain's largest reptile and one of my favourite British animals, I've got to say. Oh, he's doing a little twirl for us now. Don't worry, mate, I'm going to put you back. There you go. Off he goes. Oh, nice. Nice smell. Very satisfying. Right, let's go. Wow!